Psychosis is a complex psychiatric condition characterized by a profound alteration in the perception of reality, thought, and emotions. It's not just a single symptom, but really a set of phenomena that modify how a person interprets and interacts with both the external and internal world. Clinically, psychosis can manifest through hallucinations, delusions, disorganized thinking, behavioral disturbances, and cognitive alterations. Hallucinations are sensory perceptions that occur without any external stimulus. They can be visual, auditory, olfactory, or tactile. The most common type are auditory hallucinations, like hearing voices that are actually perceived as real. Delusions are false, rigid, and persistent beliefs that are not influenced by logic or external evidence. These can include delusions of persecution, grandeur, or even control. Disorganized thinking in speech means having difficulty maintaining coherent speech, jumping from one topic to another without any logical connection, and having fragmented thoughts. Emotional and behavioral alterations can also occur. Psychosis may cause emotional flattening, irritability, intense anxiety, or disinhibited behavior. So, psychosis does not have a single cause. It actually results from the interaction of biological, genetic, psychological, and environmental factors. Genetic factors play a role, as family and twin studies show a higher predisposition in individuals with relatives affected by psychotic disorders. Neurobiological factors are also important, including alterations in neurotransmitters, particularly dopamine and glutamate, as well as abnormalities in brain circuits involved in perception and thought. Stressful or traumatic events like experiences of abuse, neglect, or acute trauma can trigger psychotic episodes in vulnerable individuals. Substance use is another factor. Psychoactive drugs such as cannabis, cocaine, or LSD can induce psychotic episodes or even precipitate latent psychotic disorders. Psychosis can manifest in different forms depending on etiology and symptom duration. Schizophrenia is one example, a chronic disorder characterized by recurring psychotic episodes, cognitive and social deterioration, and affective alterations. Brief psychotic disorder is characterized by short-lived psychotic episodes that are often triggered by intense stress. The good news is, individuals usually experience a full return to normal functioning after these episodes. In bipolar disorder with psychotic features, severe manic or depressive episodes can include delusions or hallucinations. Then there's substance-induced or medical condition-related psychosis, where psychotic symptoms are caused by medications, drugs, or neurological diseases. Psychosis often reflects a disorganization of cognitive processes. Affected individuals may perceive insignificant signals as meaningful, misinterpret others' intentions, or experience amplified sensory experiences. Neuroimaging studies, show abnormalities in the prefrontal cortex, the limbic system, and the connections between brain areas. These abnormalities contribute to difficulties in filtering stimuli and integrating information. From a psychological perspective, psychosis can be seen as the mind's attempt to organize and make sense of intense internal or external experiences, even if in a distorted way. Emotions and traumatic memories, for example, can trigger hallucinations or delusions as unconscious coping mechanisms. Psychotic episodes significantly affect daily life, impaired interpersonal relationships, work or school difficulties, social isolation, and intense anxiety. Psychosis can generate fear, confusion, and stigma, both for the individual and the surrounding community. However, with targeted interventions, many people can manage symptoms and lead meaningful lives. The treatment of psychosis is multidimensional. Pharmacological approaches include antipsychotic medications, which help to rebalance neurotransmitters and, reduce hallucinations and delusions. Psychotherapeutic support involves cognitive behavioral therapies. These are aimed at helping people recognize their symptoms, improve critical thinking, and, reduce the impact of delusions. Social support and rehabilitation are also key. This can include work reintegration, support from family and the community, and strategies for managing stress. Contemporary research shows that the most effective approach actually combines biological treatment, psychological support, and social networks, placing the person right at the center of the therapeutic process. Psychosis is not simply a loss of contact with reality. It's a complex, multidimensional, and highly individual phenomenon. Observing it with scientific rigor and psychological understanding lets us better grasp its internal dynamics, the mind's vulnerability, and honestly, the extraordinary possibilities for recovery and adaptation. Each psychotic episode signals the complexity of the brain and mind, inviting us to provide comprehension, support, and integration for those experiencing it within a safe, therapeutic, and human context.